Hey everybody, Stock Picks by Tim, back again, and I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, and we're going to get into Sphere 3D, or ticker symbol ANY. And, to the newer person getting into this stock, you might be wondering what the heck is going on, why the huge drop, did the merger fall through, what's going on here? But I'm going to put your worries at ease, and I'm going to just show you the little correlation here, and also a couple of my thoughts on the technicals, and some points to really look closely for. But let's get into the video. Alright everyone, and real quick, I wanted to show you, this thing loves to trade W's. You see this double bottom here? Blasts off afterwards. You see this double bottom? Blasts off. So just keep note of that. It does seem to like to trade and bounce off of a double bottom. And, just something to keep note of. But back to the video. Okay, now getting into a quick comparison here. On the left side, you have Bitcoin BTC. On the right side, you have 3D Sphere, ticker symbol NE. And you can see that we had that rally on Bitcoin up to nearly the 58, very close to reaching the 60,000. Then we had a drop. And same thing here with NE. We had that rally yesterday, about a 26% rally. We took almost all of it back. But take note, after hours, we did rise another 4%. Just like Bitcoin, after this, I didn't show it on the chart, but afterwards it did rise a little bit here, and we're working our way towards 58 again, 57. But yeah, it did drop from 58 down to about 55,000. And we have NE that was up over the 8s, came back down. We're like in the low 7s now. It's about 730, I think, from after hours. But take note that this is going to try to trade very closely with Bitcoin because of, Gryphon and the merger and them acquiring miners, also Sphere 3D and the miners they're working on acquiring. But that's just one thing to take note of, and we are going to look at the technicals. As you can see, we've got a couple lines here. All right, and looking at the chart, now, as for this channel that it was trading at and bouncing up and down from, I don't think that's really anything to worry about anymore. Unless the merger does fall through, we could see potentially this coming down to the 550 level. But I'm not too worried about that here, at least in current time. And now, so getting into this, why the huge drop? Well, first of all, I think the reason that it is holding pretty strong right here where it's at is because the previous resistance, it did hit that resistance and then came down, worked on it again. We just blasted off. This was also with Bitcoin rising. This is also getting closer to the merger, which it could be anywhere from now till the end of the year. So I think there's a little bit of hype leading up into that. And just the fact that all Bitcoin miners lately have been kind of trying to rise a little bit. They do follow closely with crypto, and also with just growth stocks being beaten down and slowly coming back. I've noticed most growth stocks have been kind of working on a slight comeback. So that might be what this is doing. But, just like with anything that's speculative or anything that's a very small cap, mind you, this is about a $500 million market cap. Anything like that, just as quick as it's going to rise, it's just as quickly going to drop. And that's why I like to see consolidation, because it gives a potential for a support level in the future. Now, we really didn't have any consolidation. It did try right here to kind of just trade sideways for a second, but it just kept taking off, quickly took it back, almost tried to hold that level where it was kind of trying to consolidate and drop down, and it hit the previous resistance, which should be our new support, hopefully, but we will see what happens. I would be very cautious getting into this one. I did take about 10%, as I said in my last video. I'll leave a link if you want to see that one, or I'll leave it in the end screen. But I did take a little bit of profits. I didn't take the very top. I got out at around 8, just with 10%, just to take a little bit profit in. And, with something like this, risk management is number one. No matter how convicted you are with something, it's definitely a good idea to sometimes take a little bit of profit and just mitigate that risk a little bit. What I will be doing is, if it can drop from here, if it can pull back and get back somewhere in the low side of this channel, I will definitely be loading the boat. Otherwise, I will probably just be nibbling at it. If it can come down in the medium to high 6s, I will be nibbling at it. I will also consider placing a couple calls, maybe March 2022s, possibly 2023s. But that's how I like to place something like this. It's definitely long-term for me. And if this merger goes through as planned, if all the miners can be acquired that they're planning on, I mean, we have Gryphon already, should be about on their third set of miners. If you go over to their site, it does show their first set that was acquired. I want to say about a month ago now. It shows and features that video. But yeah, I just wanted to keep this on your radar, guys. Watch out for this. Don't panic out of your position. There's no reason for panic. This is just something that's going to happen. We figured, and most people that know the game here, we know that, just as quick as something goes up, it can just as quickly go down, especially with something speculative and especially with something that's penny stock area. I mean, looking at the history, we have these huge rips, huge dips. I mean, just as quick as the rips go, it almost as fast takes it back. I mean, here we go with a huge rip again, back down, huge rips. So just be aware that's how this stock is going to trade. It is going to be very volatile, just like how Bitcoin's volatile. But if you do see Bitcoin up, this thing will rally. So here's another thing to keep note of that, you know, if you are awake early enough and if you see Bitcoin rallying into the market, there's definitely a good chance that this will rise. Even if it's just temporarily, there can definitely be some short-term money being made with the difference of cost of Bitcoin and coming into the market and versus when the price of Bitcoin when the market closes. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. You know, Bitcoin can fluctuate while the market's closed, and it can cause a chance for, I guess, a bit of an arbitrage where you can make some quick money. But that's basically all I got for you. And we'll see how we do with Sphere tomorrow. I feel like it'll probably trade a little bit sideways until it decides what it wants to do, but that's just my guess. We did get a little bit 4% rise after hours, so that might signify that that drop is behind us and we're going to just kind of trade sideways until something else happens or until there's some positive news. But yeah, there's only a $400 million market cap. There's definitely a lot of movement this can make. Just be cautious on it. Thanks again, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this quick update. I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you guys do great for the rest of the trading week.